What's a food most people hate that you actually like? Broccoli. I like it with chicken. I like it by itself. I like it with carrots. I like it in my soup. Mixed in with eggs is nice too. My dog Ducking loves broccoli stalks, which is perfect because I can't digest them and I'm paying for the whole head of broccoli anyway, so it might as well get eaten. Also, between the two of us we can destroy a whole bag of baby carrots in an afternoon. My dog is weird, but I love him. Edit for dog tags. His name is Sneeze and he's a very good boy. My dog loves veggies, in general. I just found out this week that he is into cantaloupe. I accidentally dropped a piece on the floor and I knew the big girl, she's a horse, trapped in a dog's body, wouldn't touch it, but he came running and gobbled it up. He then proceeded to sit on my foot until I gave him more. I only gave him 2 pieces because it was a very sweet cantaloupe. He loves cucumbers, carrots, apples, and his favorite is peas. He won't touch peanut butter though. He's the only dog I've had that hates peanut butter. Big girl is a junk food junkie. If it's a chip or a snack food, she'll eat it. He won't touch chips. He's weird. When I got my dog a few years ago, he wasn't putting on weight like he was supposed to even though he was completely healthy otherwise. I started mixing canned veggies in with his food at night and he loved everything I gave him except the peas. He would pick up a mouthful of food, dump it next to his bowl, and pick around the peas. Do you know how determined a dog has to be to not eat a single pea that's mixed in with his food? Apparently not a lot of people like oatmeal raisin cookies. I love them. Ever tried oatmeal cranberry? Those are really good too. Oatmeal cranberry with white chocolate. I friggin' love cookies. Oatmeal banana peanut butter blueberry. Now you're just making things up, haha. Lol, maybe I'm trying to inspire people. Actually, that's how I do my oatmeal. Bananas and blueberry with a dollop or 2 of peanut butter. Spinach is the shit. When I was younger, I would take spinach salads to school. Everyone thought I was crazy when I popped out my Tupperware with only the dark leaves and douse it in ranch and go to town. Anytime I tell people now, they use the vegetarians eat grass joke, when I still love this shit when I ate meat. Edit, wow, y'all feel strongly for your spinach. Also, raw is the way to go fam, cooked is too slimy. Pan fried and smothered in garlic is the only exception. Also fix typos. Edit 2, yes I do actually like spinach, no it's not just ranch that I like, any cream-based dressing, lemon juice with salt and pepper, or specifically Olive Garden Italian absolutely slaps on spinach. Edit 3, obligatory thank you for the silver, stranger. Spinach lettuce. All day every day. I wish more restaurants served spinach instead of lettuce, or at least served spinach at all. I always put spinach on my sandwiches, so much better than lettuce. Glad I'm not alone with spinach on sandwiches. Also, spinach lasts longer in the fridge in my experience. This thread made me realize that I'll eat ducking anything. I was thinking the same thing. I keep thinking, people hate that? Goat cheese. It's like someone beautifully melded sour cream and cream cheese together in the perfect combo of texture and flavor. Sprouts. Brussels sprouts, so good. Back when Brussels sprouts were America's #1 hated vegetable, almost everyone boiled them. Slimy, stinky skunk cabbages. Roasted sprouts are a completely different animal. Most vegetables are much tastier roasted. Tofu. Now that I know how to cook it, I absolutely adore it. But so many people hate and refuse to try it in the first place. I was in a wellness class recently and we were discussing our healthy foods, and when I said tofu, there was an audible sigh of disgust from almost every other person at the table. I don't get the hate. It's such a versatile protein, oh well, all the more for me. Ada, thank you for the gold, kind Redditor. My highest rated comment is about tofu? I'm okay with that, D. Grapefruit. Everybody seems to only be able to stand the flavor if they drown it out with a pile of sugar, but I just peel it and eat it like an orange. Maybe it's because I grew up with it, but I really don't get why people hate it so much. It's tradition in my family for a grandparent to give a baby their first bit of grapefruit. Usually we get a hilarious reaction, but not from my second son. He loved it. This reminds me of the first time I gave my daughter a taste of ginger beer. She was very young, just beginning to talk. She took a sip and said, "Hot." There was a pause, then she said, "More." When I was a kid, I swiped a huge glug of ginger beer from my mom thinking it was just root beer. After the sheer shock of A, not what I was expecting, and B, getting a mouthful of ginger, I stopped shaking my head with my tongue out and was like, I'd do that again. That was awful, let's do it again sums up the entire alcohol drug experience. The one time I've had it, natto. I was out with a bunch of people from Japan, and they just all ordered stuff for the table. Things got passed around. I took a bit of everything, especially if I had no idea what it was. At some point, I asked what the bean dish was and if I could have some more. The table went silent and everyone looked at me like, what did I just hear the white guy say? Umeboshi is another one people were shocked that I enjoyed. Pickled fruit is not too hard to like. The salty sour explosion. I binge eat umeboshi. Mushrooms edit, wow, this blew up. I'm glad to reach so many mushroom lovers like myself. Maybe it's a regional thing, but where I live and have lived, majority of people do not duck with mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Stuffed, fried, sautéed, on pizza. I dare say it's one of my favorite foods tbh. Beets, especially on salads. Raw tomatoes. Very tasty and refreshing. Apparently people have very strong opinions about tomatoes. I could eat grape tomatoes all duckin' day. I prefer grape tomatoes for any tomato purpose. They always taste way better. My grandma used to grow cherry tomatoes. We'd pick some for the salad together and they were always warm from the sun and juicy. The best. Halva. It was a childhood treat and never knew that it was fairly unique to Eastern European Middle Eastern families. It is so yummy, but none of my friends or husband kids can stand it. I love halva. I'm not Middle Eastern, but I love it. We're the opposite. I grew up with Middle Eastern cuisine, but halva makes me gag. Give me kanafe or baklava any day, though. Seaweed salad. I could eat seaweed salad all day. Asparagus. Sautéed with salt and pepper? Heaven. I don't know about most people, but most people I know hate taro, lychee, and onko, but I can't get enough. Never tried taro or onko, but lychees are ducking delicious. Who doesn't like them? People who think the apple plus strawberry plus peach flavor tastes like soap. I guess I'm a fan of eating soap, then. Seaweed crisps. I love those. When I was a kid, my mom taught these Japanese ladies art out of our home. They would bring Japanese treats for me, including teriyaki nori. I loved it. I lived in a not very cosmopolitan area. These women were in our area only because their husbands worked for a Japanese company that had a factory nearby, and they would be posted in our city for a year at a time. I would bring it to school and the kids made fun of me for eating seaweed. Their loss. This was the 1980s, so before Japanese culture was in the American zeitgeist. My first grade boyfriend broke up with me because I ate seaweed. Now roasted seaweed snacks are popular. Still love it. Imagine breaking up with someone because of seaweed. What an utter Chad. In his defense, we were 6 or 7 years old. Dang, you were over here dating and eating seaweed at 6 and I was smashing back mac and cheese with hot dogs and just trying not to get bullied. According to everyone I talk to, they hate tuna. I love it. Use it in all sorts of stuff: tuna salad, tuna stuffed potato skins, tuna omelets. It's nothing special. I don't like it more than, say, pork or chicken, but it's great to have as some variety and it's nice to have as something that keeps long term at room temperature as a cheap protein. Edit, for those asking about the tuna stuffed potato skins, here you go. I love tuna, from canned tuna for tuna salad, to seared tuna steaks, to raw tuna for sushi and sashimi. I was once told cream cheese icing on a chocolate cake is gross. It's delicious. Cream cheese icing is awesome on anything. I prefer my cream cheese frosting on top of cream cheese frosting. That's the best cake. Just cream cheese frosting and a cheesecake on the side.